for those of you who don't know me, your loss. Just kidding. Your gain. My name is Casey McMillen. I'm a senior here at Manhattan Christian College. And to introduce myself, a little bit about me. I'm currently married. I got married about a year and a half ago. I got married to Taylor. She was just up here reading scripture a few moments ago. We are both seniors at MCC, both planning on graduating in May, so fingers crossed. The thing about us, though, is she knows what she's going to be doing after May, and I'm kind of just along for the ride. She just got accepted to the doctoral program of clinical psychology at George Fox University. So you can tell that I'm the brains of the couple, for sure. It's a little bit outside of Portland, Oregon, so we'll be moving there this summer. So I know where I'll be going. I just don't know what I will be doing. But I have faith it will work out, maybe just a last-minute thing. Although I hope it's really not. We've both gone to MCC all 4 years. We've made some of our greatest friends here. We've learned some of the most important things here, and we've been taught by some of the greatest professors. Most importantly, we've made some of our favorite memories here at MCC. One of my favorite memories is kind of embarrassing for me, and it turned into a running joke between my classmates and I. It happened about 4 years ago, first semester of freshman year, so super early on in my MCC career. We had to take, we don't have this course anymore, but it's like an introductory to biblical leadership. There's some Leadership 101, something like that. I can't remember the exact name. And in this class, we were each told to take this personality and spiritual gifts and leadership test. So what this test did, I'm sure we've all taken them. It's like 100+ questions. Each of them are very vague, and your answers can never quite sum up who you are. But you take it anyways. It takes a long time, and you get your results back, and I get mine. And there's kind of these general gifts and talents. I kind of knew some of them. It was teaching. I got like an 80. It's out of 100. Got an 80. Interpersonal skills, I got a 70. Stuff like that. Around 70, 80, 90 were the majority of my scores. However, I was reading my list, and I'm like, these are pretty good scores. Okay, I'm not so good in this area. I'm better in this area. And I get to the portion where it's mercy, compassion, empathy, being vulnerable. Really the ability to not be a robot and to be a human being. And it's not that I just didn't do well on this section, it's that I got an actual 0. 0 out of 100. It is as if I didn't take the test at all. So from that point on, my friends have been making funny jokes that I have no emotions. And as you can imagine, I have to be the best, most attentive husband in the world, right? No, that's definitely been one of my weaknesses, and I think there was probably some inaccuracies on the test, but there was also some truths. And so when I was thinking of what I wanted to preach on today, my mind instantly went to the Psalms. See, I wanted to challenge myself in an area I've never been really good at before. See, the Psalms, I think, are some of the most beautiful pieces of literature, period. What I think about this is that everyone, all the psalmists, they put their heart and soul on these pieces of paper. You see, I love the Psalms. The more I start to read the Psalms, the more they start to read me. And today we'll be reading from Psalm 13. How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him. And my foes will rejoice when I fall. And as I was preparing for this sermon, I was comparing translations, and I came across Eugene Peterson's paraphrase of the Message, and I read it, and I think he did, I don't want to say a perfect job, but he did close to perfect. Psalm 13, but in the Message. Long enough, God. You have ignored me long enough. I have looked at the back of your head long enough. I've carried this ton of trouble, lived with a stomach full of pain long enough. My arrogant enemies have looked down their noses at me. Take a good look at me, God. My God. I want to look life in the eye so no enemy can get the best of me or laugh when I fall on my face. Then as I started writing this sermon, I was reading the words of the psalmist. You can really tell the anguish, the pain, and the suffering that this writer is going through. He's crying out, how long, God, am I going to stay like this? How much longer is this going to continue? And so the idea of pain and suffering instantly jumped up at me. And of course, I was elated. I get to preach on pain and suffering. Super easy, right? But it wasn't all bad. You see, this may sound weird, and before you jump to any conclusions, let me finish. I've always had this weird fascination with pain. Now, hold on, I'm not one of those weirdos who's interested by pain, so I go and try to hurt animals. I'm interested by pain by the same way that we're intrigued by aliens or superheroes. What I mean by this is aliens and superheroes, they don't belong in our reality. They seem out of place. They don't fit. I cannot compute what pain and suffering is. And just like aliens, they're from above. They're unnatural. And to be honest with you, I have a lot of reservations and hesitations when preaching about pain. Because so often we hear from the pulpits, and especially even from Facebook, when a tragedy happens, when we see pain and suffering, this is all part of God's plan. It's all part of God's plan. Are you kidding me? This shouldn't be part of God's plan. How can pain and suffering be a part of this master grand plan? And just like the psalmist during these times of pain and hurt and suffering, we cry out, how long, Lord? How long will I have a broken heart? How long will I live in a broken family? How long will I feel like an idiot? How long? How long do I have to live with this? How long is my suffering going to continue? How long am I going to have to live in a place I don't belong? God, it has been long enough. I've been rejected far too many times. God, it's been long enough. I've been depressed far too long. God, it's been long enough. I've had a pit in my stomach for years and years, and I've prayed, where are you? I can't seem to shake this feeling. I feel worthless, invaluable, and nothing is changing. It has been long enough, Lord. It's okay to be a person who is hurt. It is okay to be a person who is suffering. It is okay to be a person who is broken. But don't you ever think that that's what was supposed to happen. And it's usually at this point in my sermon when I'm preaching that I usually ease up a little bit. This is the point where I provide my 3 keys to the sermon, or my single phrase that's going to be tweetable and quotable later. But in all honesty, I can't do that when covering this subject. I can't tell you why you are hurting. I can't tell you how to fix it. So if you were waiting for me to give you the answers to pain and suffering, I'm sorry. I don't think I'll be able to get to it today, or probably ever. I think too often preachers will get up here and invalidate our pain and suffering by trying to provide keys and solutions. And that's okay sometimes. But today, I'm going to do something a little different. Today, instead, I thought I'd become vulnerable with you and share some of the things that hurt me. I hurt. Every day, I am plagued by doubt. It seems that every day I am rejected. I still cannot find a job, and I don't know how I'm going to provide for my family. I have a grandmother who's been just diagnosed with dementia, and I can't be with her to live life or to enjoy it. I have a cousin who's been hospitalized for several consecutive months. He's 15, already has a colostomy bag, and hasn't left the hospital room this entire year. And sometimes I just hurt for no reason. I can't explain it. I just feel like life is going against me. I'm swimming against the current, and I can't seem to catch a breath. Every time I pick myself up, I get kicked right back down. I sometimes feel hopeless, directionless, and void of purpose. I'm not telling you these things to feel sorry for me or my family, but I'm telling you these things in order to share my pain and to share my hurt. I'm also saying these things as a message to God. Hear me. Hear my pain. Hear my hurt. It's got me to thinking maybe our job, and my job, isn't to come here and try to fix your problems and your pain and suffering. My job is to come and listen. We can hurt together, and maybe someday we can begin to heal together. You noticed when I read the psalm at the beginning, I left out the last two verses. Let me read the psalm in its entirety right now. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him. And my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Do you know why I left those last two verses out? There are days where I don't feel like reading those. There are those days I have a hard time trusting in God's unfailing love. How am I supposed to sing the Lord's praise on days like those? For the majority of my life, I feel like I've been living in the first half of Psalm 13. I don't know about you. Plagued by doubt and hurt, crying out, God, where are you? What's crazy though, even on those days, even for the majority of my life when I'm crying out, God, where are you? He is still there with me. Even on the days I don't see him, he is still there with me. And I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that all of your problems are going to be solved. All of your hurt, pain, suffering is going to be finished. Because honestly, I don't know if it will be. But I will stand up here and confidently tell you that whatever you're feeling, whatever you are going through, Jesus is right there beside you, going through it with you. I'm not saying your sickness is going to be healed, but I'm telling you Jesus felt that same sickness. I'm not telling you your heartbreak is going to be cured, but I'm telling you Jesus felt the same heartbreak. I don't know why these things are happening to you, but I will stand up here and confidently tell you that Jesus, in all of his glory and all of his perfection, is feeling it with you. One of my favorite books is The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. I'm sure we've all heard of it, if not read it. In this book, we follow the story of a boy named Diggory and his fantastic adventure. Towards the end, we see the book, there's this part where Diggory has a cure to save his mother's life. See, his mother's is dying. And in his hand, he has the cure to save her. He's holding it in his hand. But Aslan, the talking lion, we all know this Jesus figure of this story, asked Diggory to use it for something else. This is what it said. Diggory asks Aslan, please, won't you? Can't you give me something that will cure Mother? Up till then, he had been looking at the lion's great feet and the huge claws on them. But now, in his despair, he looked up at his face. What he saw surprised him as much as anything in his whole life. For the tawny face was bent down near his own, and wonder of wonders, great shining tears stood in the lion's eyes. They were such big, bright tears compared to Diggory's own, that for a moment, he felt as if the lion must really be sorrier about his mother than he was himself. My son, said Aslan. I know. Grief is great. Lewis illustrates for us what Jesus looks like and who Jesus is in this moment. Jesus is standing next to us and he recognizes the pain. And I don't know why he's not fixing it, but I do know this, that he's sitting next to us or standing next to us and he is feeling it along with us. Even through the hard times, even through the pain, we can praise Jesus because his love is unfailing. We are praising a God who did not just come down to earth and tell us what to do, but he came down to earth and experienced all of the true sorrows, pains, and griefs along with it. Grievances along with it. Before we close, I'd like to read Psalm 13 one more time. Long enough, God. You've ignored me long enough. I've looked at the back of your head long enough. Long enough I've carried this ton of trouble, lived with a stomach full of pain. Long enough my arrogant enemies have looked down their noses at me. Take a good look at me, God, my God. I want to look life in the eye so no enemy can get the best of me or laugh when I fall on my face. I am celebrating your rescue. I'm singing at the top of my lungs. I am so full of answered prayers. Please pray with me. Dear Lord, there are things in this life I will not be able to reconcile. Lord, I don't know why we hurt. Lord, I don't know why we feel the things we feel. Lord, but I want to praise you for being with us. Lord, I want to thank you for your rescue, for your unfailing love. Lord, I want to thank you for your Son, who you sent to earth to experience the full spectrum of emotions that life provides. Lord, I want to thank you for creating us with a full range of emotions, and I want to thank you for letting us come to you with those emotions. It's in your glorious name I pray. Amen.